Morning, guys and gals. How are you doing? So I painted some ornaments and I thought I'd finish them up over here in the group. Let's see. So I was starting to, so the first side, I went ahead and I did some green on around the outside, and then I started putting my petals in. And then I kind of went in and layered my petals. So now I'm at this point and I can come back and do some highlighting. I added some yellow to some of the leaves and darker forest green to the opposite side for darks and highlights. And I did the same thing with the petals. So I started with the darker petals underneath, and then now I'm layering the lighter petals and adding some light to those. So I gotta remember to hold it your way. And hopefully you guys can see it okay. And so I'm just gonna add just some lighter colors on one side. I kind of blobbed some white on there and I didn't really want to go there. Maybe a bit much. Oh my gosh, guys, the animals have just been crazy. They've been jacking around, playing, fighting, getting into things. My male cat actually got up and bit into the bread sack. He never does that. So it's got to be the storm that came through, and they are acting the weirdest. And they're loud, as you can hear, and all that. All right, so I wonder if I should hold this way. Then maybe I can, then maybe it'll be easier to do. All right, so I'm just gonna come back in. Let's see, on the fresh ones that I just did, I'm just gonna bring in some white on one side. Bit too much. Just to give it that highlight. And you can grab a little bit of red and you can put a light red tip on the back ones to kind of give them that little hint of light. And then you can come back in with a little bit of your dark, which is your red and a little bit of black. And then give the opposite side that darker maroon look. And you can come up into the center. And I got white on there. And then I'm going to clean my brush, actually, and get the straight red. This cadmium red is kind of translucent, so I think it's very pretty. So I'm just going to come over top of that, some of that white. Just like that. And now we'll go to the center, and what did I use for the center? Maybe just use the same brush. Or should we let's do another layer of flowers. I mean petals. So on the other side I did not, but I think I want another, I gotta stay on my green tape. It helps remind me where I'm at so you guys can see it. Then I'm gonna take the white. Touch those up just a little bit. I think I'm gonna leave it right like that. So let's grab some black and red and get that center part a deep, 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 deep maroon. And just dot it around the center. Like that, and I'm gonna, no, I can't dry it, I don't have my thing. All right, so don't laugh. So I'm gonna grab, any brush will do, you just need a fine point to it. I'm gonna grab cadmium yellow and put your dots of cadmium yellow all the way around in that center. And don't worry if they're blending a little bit, because you're gonna have peaks that are hot, that are lighter anyway, so that's what you want. And I'm almost gonna say we're gonna just quit at this one. Well, I'm gonna add a little bit of that cadmium yellow to the tips of the leaves before I set this down, because I was thinking I added some to this side. It just, instead of white, it helps lighten them up without such a bold statement. All right, I'm gonna leave this one. The other side's a little bit lighter, but it's okay. Actually, I think what I forgot to do is come from the center and bring up just some dark strokes up into the petals. That helps. There. And then I'm gonna bring back in some yellow where I kind of brought it in that black a little too far, so I'm just gonna tap that yellow back into those areas. And there, done. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna grab the other one. I'm gonna let this one dry. The other one we did was the trees. And this is, I did this on a piece of wood, so if you want to go by that, you can screenshot that real quick. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So it's just the moon and snow and 3 trees. So let's see if I can just hold it right there so you guys can watch a little better. All right, so I'm using Prussian blue and white to get kind of the dark night sky, but and you don't worry about the blending. That's what I want, because the sky is going to be a wintry sky. So you kind of want something kind of cool like that. So I'm going to wash my brush out really, 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 really good. And I'm going to go with a white, but a touch of black, because I want a little bit of gray, maybe a touch of Prussian blue, not much. So I want a gray blue, because you're going to want something. This bulb is white anyway, so you're going to want something contrasting so you can kind of see. Let's see, let's bring that up a little bit more. Now, it turned blue because I touched the sky, but that's okay. We're going to wash this out again and bring in more white again. But I think I want these sides to kind of blend, so I'm going to go ahead and make them touch. And then just blend them in. All right, so that dry a little bit. So I'm going to come back with that gray and white again, but I'm going to keep it, I'm going to go a little bit stronger white now and paint on some snow. And I'm going to keep bringing that up. Up into that blue, because I need that a little higher. Now, I want it streaky like that because, I'll show you the other side again. Because you're gonna need gray and stuff like that underneath of it. I got way too much here. So you can come in and add some gray, because then you can come back over it with some white, straight white, and oops, sorry. Okay, cleaning my brush again and going straight to the white again. So now I want three trees. So I'm gonna make a snow pile here, snow pile in the middle, and a snow pile on the left up high. So the left and right sides are a little higher, and the middle one is a little bit down further. So that just gives you a guide of where that tree is gonna sit. So all right. So let's go ahead and get the trees on there. And what I'm using is a small, it's the smallest one I have. I'm using a fan brush. And we're gonna be using just the corner mostly. So I'm gonna start with the two back trees and get some forest green going, which is black and green. You want it dark green, but you don't want it really dark green. You don't want it black. So you just wanted a dark green color. Make a little bit because you got to make 3 trees out of this. So that's the base color. So, all right, so we're gonna go here. And start. So I made that tip, and then I kind of use the side of that brush, but I start with the tip and go this way, upright, and then I use the brush to come down. So let's get the other side done. Okay. Go about the same height as the other one. I'm adding a little more black into it. Let's go back to this one and add some more black into that one. Kind of fade it into the white. All right, so there's your two in the background. I was getting too much black loaded up on my brush. All right, so go back in and grab your green and black again. But let's make this one up front not so dark. So just add a little bit less. You know what? Let's back up a second. Let's finish these two in the background. So what we want to do next is grab some white and do the snow. So grab some white, but tap it off, because then so you don't have that big blob on the one side. So tap it off into the rest of the brush so it just doesn't overwhelm. Let's put some snow on there, here and there. Okay. Oh, why does that look like that? I'm gonna let that dry and come back. Since it's looks all mushed together, I'm gonna come back and do some add more green to that, because it mushed or something here. So there, that's a little better. Now I'm gonna grab the green and a hint of the dark. So like I said, I don't want it really dark as the other ones, but I do want it a little darker because we'll add regular green. So here is where your base is going to be. So you're going to have it shorter than the other two. My brush is getting very frayed, if that's the word I want to use. Now, on a regular canvas, when you have more room, I'll show you in a minute on it with a scrap piece of paper. I want more. Now I want a little more black because I need that darker down below. As we come up there. Now, I'm going to show you real quick on a piece of paper. Let me set that aside for a second. Okay, so for a regular Christmas tree, you normally would go make your tip, then start with your brush and just get whiter. And you're rolling it, you're rocking it back and forth. And that's what helps you get that shape, and you can go all the way up. And then, like I said, you can do that with your base color, and then you can come back with your white and add your snow. And the more you layer it, the better it looks. I mean, you don't want it to look muddy. So make sure you're trying to let them dry in between coats. But that's, I'm not sure if I showed you guys that once before, but that's an easy way to make a Christmas tree or a pine tree. All right, so let's go back to this guy and put some highlights on him. Okay, or snow. Let's put some snow on him. So go ahead and grab that white, but tap it off like you did before. It's such a small area to work in, so these Christmas bulbs are a little tough. So I'm going to bring up some snow onto that one. I'm going to bring up some snow onto that one. And it's pretty much done except for the moon. So I'm just going to use my little round, small round, very small round, and just get some white. And you're just going to make a circle. You can pick whatever side you want. So I'm going to let that dry and do another coat. Now you can splatter these if you want. I did with this piece of wood. I don't know if you can see it. And it does look kind of cool with the splatter, so I probably splatter mine. But let me know if you guys are doing some Christmas tree ornaments. I'll probably do some more, but I thought I'd take a break. I will be working on, let's see, on another dancer. And I don't know that I'll walk, I don't know. It's pretty much going to be the same concept as we did the first dancer. It's going to be the same thing. I go in, I go with my dark value and go onto the side that's not from the light source. Then I go to the highlight and I go up to the opposite side where my light source is, and then I come in with my medium color, medium value, and go through the center. But I kind of blend them together as I come in. Say like, let me just get this piece of scratch paper. So I'll just use it. Let me just use a quick example here. So pretty much on anything, you can go several different values if you want. If you want to stick to 5 is ideal. So I'm using red. So say this side is the side that does not have the light source. So then I go with the highlighted color. Gotta put a little bit of white in there. So this is the highlighted side because the light source is coming from that direction. All right, and then I use my medium value, and then I come in, and what I do is I overlap that medium into the light and the dark. So that helps. And then at the very end, you can do a touch of, oops, that was too much of a touch. Too much, and then a touch of a dark if you want to on the one side, and then a touch of white on the other side, and it gives you even more depth. So if that helps you guys, I hope so. See, you can just, and that almost gives you the 5 values right there. So, but that's the main thing, and the key is is to get them to merge and blend so you don't see a mixture. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That was so out of frame. Let me do that again. How about in frame? Oh, so there's the example. All right, guys, I'm sorry. Let me try that again where you can actually see it. All right, hold on. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be on yellow paper. Let me, give me 1 minute. Let me find a piece of scratch paper or something that I can show you guys. I'll just use this. I keep forgetting where my subject has to be if I'm zoomed in. All right, let's try this again. All right, so we're gonna go with red again. So let's, all right, red with black, or red, you can mix, okay, we're gonna do red, all right, all right, red with black is gonna give you a darker, your darker value, all right? Then red with white is going to give you your lighter value. Now, if you did that practice where you mix one color and you add a little bit of white, little bit of white, little bit of white, it was a test, so that was a little bit of white. Now, you start with your base color. This is an easy way to do it. Start with your base color and you start with that color. Then you clean off your brush, don't wash it, and then you add a little bit of water to white to that one. You clean off your brush, don't wash it, then you add a little bit of white to that one. And as you progress down, you start here and you keep going down, you keep adding white to little color. And that's how you progress to your from dark to light. I'm not sure, that might be in tips and tidbits. So now I'm gonna go in with my base color and go in the middle. This is my middle color, and I'm going to blend it into the dark and blend it into the light. So that is how you get your values from one side to the other. Now, what I was saying before I realized I was out of frame is that you can come back and add your darker, and I usually sometimes just come in with black to the side, to the shaded side. And then you can come in with just white to the highlighted side and blend that in, straight in, and that you almost have 5 values right there. So your black, your dark red, your medium, your light highlighted red, and your highlighted with extra white. So that, I mean, you progress that way. So it just, and that helps you. And then if you really want to get crazy, and like I did on that my passion canvas, I actually took I'm going to show you, took a palette knife and did one side with my white and one side with some black. And that's how I got all that texture. Let's see if this is enough. Kind of, but you get the idea. You can get texture, added texture, if you use a palette knife on your lights and darks. And even, I think I like that. I wouldn't even go with your medium, but you can tie that light and dark, you can bring it into this middle, and it actually just looks like it's supposed to be there. Because my eyes, it overlaps, it kind of ties everything together. Now you got me playing with a palette knife. But there you can see kind of how I get, I mean, that could turn into an apple easily. But there you get my idea of values, progressing, and then using the palette knife to even enhance the highlights and darks. So anyway, I don't know why I got off on that subject, but anyway, guys, thanks. Hope you guys show me your ornaments if you're painting ornaments, or if you did in the past, show me what you have done. I'm just going to splatter this with my toothbrush. I'm just going to put white on there and hold it like this, and here's my toothbrush, and I'm just going to splatter it like that. That's all there is to it. So you guys have a good day. Bye, guys. Have fun with this one. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't know if we'll do a horse or a dancer next. So stay tuned, guys. Let me know if you can see this and share your work with everybody. Love you guys. Take care.